Hey guys, it's Akhtar Khan from Reaching Excellence. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a really powerful strategy on how to grow your portfolio by acquiring portfolios from distressed landlords using creative strategies. So stay tuned. Okay, so guys, listen, I've had a lot of people message me, reach out to me and say, Akhtar, where have you been? We haven't seen you on YouTube. We haven't seen you on social media. What's going on? Well, let me tell you, me, my team, my business partner, Elliot, we've been incredibly busy over the last few weeks. I'm in a different location today. As you can see, I'm not in the studio. I'm on the sunny island of Ibiza. I've taken a well-deserved break. After a few weeks of going hammer and tongs, me, myself, my team, and business partner have been like smashing out some deals. And I want to share with you a strategy that we've been employing recently. That's something it's quite a unique strategy. It's quite a hybrid strategy, and it's quite an advanced strategy. So this is something to bear in mind. This is not going to be for complete beginners, but it's something that's going to be really helpful and useful for you to know, because it's a great way of growing your portfolio rapidly by acquiring portfolios off of distressed landlords or retiring landlords. So one of the things that we've been up to, as well as doing the regular vanilla type of stuff that you probably see me post videos around, your buy-to-lets, your refurbs, your creative types of strategies and rent-to-rents, all that kind of stuff. One of the things that we do inside the academy, and also one of the things that I do with me and my business partners, we do some quite advanced acquisition stuff. So what do I mean by that? Well, we don't just do your regular buy-to-lets. We do things like commercial conversions. We've got a land deal in the pipeline at the moment that's gone into planning. We're looking to get 20 houses on that. We're also in the process of buying businesses. So this is kind of where I'm going with this. We've got an advanced strategy that we use, which is based on mergers and acquisitions. So what is mergers and acquisitions? Well, mergers and acquisitions is when you merge or you acquire a company. So basically, it's a strategy for buying companies. Now, why would you want to buy a company? Well, company's a business. It's another asset that's going to bring in and generate income for you. And if you set up the right way, it can generate passive income for you. So what I want to go with on this particular video is talking along the thread of buying companies, but specifically what I want you to think about here is buying properties that are owned by a property company. So in other words, a limited company. So one of the things that myself and my business partner Elliot have been doing recently is we've been lining up and we've been acquiring portfolios from distressed landlords. So sometimes when you get landlords that have got portfolios, either they are tired, they're stressed out, they've got to the end of their career. Sometimes if they haven't got a portfolio that's in a tax efficient structure like a limited company, the Section 24 stuff is biting them in the bum and they need to offload. Sometimes you've got other landlords that just want to retire because they're at that stage of their life, or they've got other things going on, or they want to release cash. Now, here's the challenge, okay? If you've got a portfolio that's owned in a limited company, it's actually quite a tricky thing to sell, because you can't put it on with an estate agent because you're not actually selling the properties, you're selling the company. So what most people tend to do is they put it on with a business broker. Now, it's slightly tricky because business brokers sell businesses, not properties. So it's a very grey area. So it's quite difficult sometimes for landlords to sell portfolios because they can't sell it through estate agents, and also business brokers don't really know how to market and sell them because they're just familiar with businesses, and they market it and they look at things and they advertise it through a different perspective. So here's where the beauty of this is, okay? Why would you want to buy stuff through a portfolio? Well, look, some of you guys are starting out and you're probably thinking, wow, this is a big advanced strategy. Well, look, to get your first property under your belt can sometimes be tricky. I remember it took me a long time to get my first deal underway. Once I got that first deal underway, I was able to build momentum. The beauty of buying a portfolio, especially in a limited company, is that you can buy multiple properties almost in one go. So we just closed the deal and we shook hands on a deal. It's 5 houses here in Kent. Portfolio is worth about 1.2 million, generates 25 grand a year profit from the rental income. And the way that we've structured the deal is that we can buy the portfolio pretty much no money down. And this is the beauty of doing these mergers and acquisition type deals, okay, when it comes to companies. So what do I mean by these kind of deals? So let me give you a little bit more information about how we can do that. So the first thing is, excuse me, the first thing is when it comes to buying a company, okay, you can come into the company, you can buy shares, you can buy it out over a period of time. you can come and take over management of the company, and then you can buy now and you can pay later. So in the mergers and acquisitions world, this is called a deferred consideration. It's a fancy word for buy now, pay later. So why would someone do that? Well, it's actually very difficult to buy a company or buy a limited company, because the way you'd have to do it is get it valued. You then have to try and go raise finance against it, which can be tricky because banks' lending criteria, and the banks might not agree with the valuation, or you've got to pull cash out of your back pocket. It's quite a tricky thing to sell, which means that if you've got a motivated seller, they're more likely to do things creatively. And because it's a limited company, there's ways that you can do things that are kind of creative. So the first way is you can buy some token shares. You can go in and you can manage the property, manage the portfolio for a while. So you've established that you're taking over and you managed it. You've got some experience. Then after 12 months, you can go back and look at refinancing options, and commercial lenders will be happy to look at things from that perspective. The other thing that you can do is, depending on the equity that's in the portfolio, you can go in, you can refinance, you can uplift the value, and again, you can do this with an agreement. You don't have to buy it all straight away. In fact, one of my students, Maura, I taught her this strategy, and she's recently closed the portfolio. She's got it in with solicitors. She's going to make about £200,000 on profit from buying this portfolio and doing an uplift on the value. So that's another way you can do things. The other thing that you can do is take portfolios and you can split them as well. So we're currently working on 4 portfolios. One has got 5, as I mentioned. There's another one that's got like 22 properties in it, and they're all varied in sizes. But what it means is this is a great way that you can acquire and build a portfolio quite rapidly and quite aggressively. Now, it is a little bit trickier. It can be a bit more complicated, but structuring the deal creatively is actually easier than if you wanted to go and just buy a single type of property. I mean, yes, you can do the kind of creative things like, lease options, exchange with delayed completion, and all the rest of it. But, to do a small deal of one property and then to do a deal with maybe 5 or 10, 20 properties in it, it's not that much more work. So it's just something I want you guys to bear in mind. Later on in the year, we're actually going to put a course together inside the academy that teaches people how to do this. I've also had a lot of people say, how do you negotiate this kind of stuff? Well, we're also running a NLP negotiation mastery workshop. It's a one-day workshop that we're going to hold down in Kent. We're also going to put that online and have an online course so we can teach you how to structure that kind of stuff if you're interested. If you are interested, look around this video. We'll put a link in the description. So coming back to the strategy then. So really it's finding those distressed landlords. Ideally, you want to be in a company, you want it to be in a company structure. That just gives you a lot more scope and benefits for creatively structuring the deal and acquiring it. If you have got a landlord that doesn't have it in a limited company, it's not a problem. You can just use lease options to acquire the portfolio, and then you can exercise each of the options in a way that works for the landlord, because obviously everyone's got certain tax benefits and tax challenges, so sometimes they can't offload all their properties at the same time. So this is the way that we've been doing things. This is what we've been up to recently. We've just finished a commercial conversion in London. We've got various other deals in the pipeline, and we've been working on these portfolios, which has been quite intensive. And like I say, we've got one across the line with solicitors, and all the rest are in various stages of negotiation. Now, in addition to that, okay, let me just share something else that we do as well. We're in the process of buying bolt-on businesses that we can bolt on to our portfolio. So, for example, say we're looking at property management companies, stroke letting agencies that we can bolt on. We're also looking at a property maintenance company that we can bolt on. We're also in the process of negotiating with a scaffolding company, because we've got a couple of projects that are going to need about 70 grand's worth of scaffolding, and we just thought, wouldn't it be great if we had these companies that we can have ownership of? Means that we can get the scaffolding at a much better rate. So the whole purpose of this is economies of scale. When you've got these bolt-on businesses, and again, all of these businesses that we're acquiring, we're going to be using what's called a deferred consideration, which is buy now, pay later. We structure the deal in a certain way. So with a scaffolding company, for example, say we're going in, we're buying token shares, so we can go in, we can establish management and authority of running the company, and then 12 months down the line, we can go to the banks and say, look, we want to finance the purchase of this, or we can finance some of the assets and the equipment and get asset finance to be able to buy out the business. So very, very creative. I've given you a lot of high-level information here about what we've been up to, what you can do. Hopefully this has given you some food for thought. There's a lot more detailed stuff I can teach you, but I'll just keep it high level. So look, guys, one of the things that you can do is go out and look for distressed landlords, look for people who are retiring, look for people who are caught through Section 24 tax challenges, and they've got to offload their portfolio. Some landlords just get tired, and when I mean tired, I mean sometimes they just get to the point where they've had enough of dealing with tenants, or they just get emotionally tired. They just don't have the energy for it. It becomes a bit of a ball ache for them, and they want to deal with things in a different way. Sometimes you've got landlords that have done things like they've converted properties without proper planning. Remember, wherever there is a problem, if you can fix it, that's when you're going to make some profit. So I hope that you found this video useful. I just wanted to share what we've been up to and why we've been off the radar for a while. We've been incredibly busy. It's all been good, and also the kind of strategies that we've been up to. So going forwards, I will be posting back on YouTube again. Now that lockdown is lifted and things are a little bit easier for us, I will be back in the studio. I will be doing a lot more videos of me out and about on site at some of our projects, in the car, that kind of stuff. Also, I've had a lot of people send me messages asking me very specific questions. So as soon as I get time, I'll catch up. I'll be answering those messages in videos going forwards. If you've got any questions or got any thoughts around this video, post your comments below, and I will look forward to sharing more with you in future videos. So take care. Bye for now. I'm going to sign off from Ibiza. Take care. If you're looking to get started in property investing, or you've already started that journey, but you've kind of stalled along the way and hit a plateau, but deep down inside, you know this is something you can and you should do, then check out the Reaching Excellence Academy. In there, you'll find not only the latest proven and tested strategies that are working today, you'll find mindset, peak performance, and the best direct-to-vendor marketing tools and negotiation tools. You'll also find a community of like-minded investors who are there to help and support each other, together with accountability and support from me, so that you reach your property, business, and life goals. Now, whether you want to invest in property to have a nicer house, a nicer car, or whatever, or maybe you want to have more financial security for you and your loved ones, or perhaps you just want to have fun and live your best life. If that's the case, then this is for you. Now, to find out how you can put this to work, click the link on your screen now or in the description below and book a quick call with me to see how you can have the life you deserve. So go ahead and do that now, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.